welcome, Michael, to Four Corners Wines. It's a pleasure to have you with us, and
pleasure to be here.
I've been a fan of your wines for some time in previous lives, and certainly in this one with Hayshett Hill. So we'd just like to taste a few of the wines and let's have a little chat, hey?
All right. Well, I guess Hayshett Hill's probably not a well-known brand, I think, but it's a classic old Margaret River brand that's perhaps been flying a bit under the radar. So I took over the vineyard about 6-7 years ago. It's been pretty exciting since. So we're doing a good job. All the wines with the Hayshett Hill words written on it are from that vineyard. So it's a single vineyard wine.
What size is the vineyard?
The vineyard, in terms of plant, is about 20 hectares.
Right.
So it's not a big vineyard, but it was planted in 1973 or throughout the 70s, which makes it one of the pioneer vineyards of Margaret River. So the first vines of Margaret River were planted in those late 60s, early 70s, the same time as Hayshett Hill. So it's one of the pioneer vineyards that's been under, I guess, various different ownerships over the years, and perhaps hasn't reached the heights that I think the vineyard, the fundamental asset of the vineyard, means it should have. And I guess for me that was the exciting part about it.
Yeah, I always quite liked a couple of the wines, but they were a bit hit and miss. And one of the things for me now is that the consistency across the board is really great.
Yeah, the fundamentals are the grapes, and if you've got really good grapes and you've got ownership structure and the winemaking structure in place, you can't go wrong with a vineyard like that. I mean, it's an A-grade vineyard site, no question about it. And my challenge is to make it an A-grade wine brand.
Yeah.
Which I think it is now. I mean, it's not an icon status like, say, Mosswood or Cullen or something like that, but it's in that sub-level under there where you're probably getting better value. You're getting damn good wines we don't attract iconic prices, much to my dismay, but that's the way it is. And so we really are trying to provide the customer with, the best value, high value, high quality. So we've got just a little selection of the wines. There's obviously a wider range than this, but I guess what we see there's two different sort of coloured labels. There's the white coloured labels, which are 100% off Hayshett Hill Vineyard, and then there's grey labels, which is my block series, which are, I think, our flagship level, and they come off specific blocks. In this case, we have Block 1, Sem Sav Blanc.
Right.
Sem Sav Blanc, everybody in Margaret River does Sem Sav Blanc, but most Sem Sav Blancs in Margaret River are unwooded wines. This is a barrel fermented style, but for those people who go, I don't like the oak, there's a 3-year-old barrels that have never been, I've had a lot of the oak stripped out of them through use with Chardonnay, so this is not an oaky wine. So why do it? If you barrel ferment in older oak, you still get all that textural complexity from the barrel fermentation, and that's what I was after, a more complex style. Not an oaky wine. I don't want the oak smell, I want the oak feel.
That texture.
To show that you can actually make a complex Sem Sav. Sem Savs don't have to be just quaffers down at the pizza parlour, they can actually be quite a complex wine.
Yeah, it can be really serious wine.
So you see this is much more minerally in character than, it's not your normal, it's not tropical. So if you're thinking, tropical aromas, it's nothing like that. This is a minerally, almost lemon meringue pie type of
You picked this earlier than that?
Yeah, picked it quite early. It's the only one I've ever made in my 20 whatever years as a winemaker where I picked the Sem, the Sav on the same night, crush them together, press them together, put them in the barrels together.
Right, okay.
So there's no winemaker standing in an office going like this. No, it's just bang. Whatever that Block 1 gives me, that's what's going in that bottle.
Great.
So it's a true wine for that block.
Absolute representation of what's there. Yeah, wine looks terrific, and you don't get those big oaky characters, but it's nice texture and good length.
Quite a complex wine for what's considered to be a quaffing type of varietal mix. I love it actually. It's the wine I really like drinking at home. Chardonnay is obviously our main white variety.
Classic Australian Margaret River Chardonnay. Can't get past it.
No, and of course Margaret River was, I guess, defined by Chardonnay and Cabernet. And my vineyard being one of the older vineyards, what have we got? We've got Chardonnay. Cabernet. But it was bloody good Chardonnay and modern Australian Chardonnay. So the alcohols are much more moderate than those wines I used to make 10 years ago. We're talking this one's about 12.8 if I remember rightly. So we picked them earlier, they're fresher, they've got more acidity, crisper, lighter, not oily.
Yeah.
And to me that is the That's the modern Australian style. I don't mean lean and thin. I just mean not fat and oily.
Well, the thing for me about this wine too is that obviously I've tasted it in the past, but it's still got really good Chardonnay flavour without being overt and without being really lean like a lot of strange Chardonnays are going.
Well, we've got a phrase that we use in the winery called Chardonnay with flavour, and it sounds pretty corny to say that. We went from big fat Chardonnays with no real flavour other than butterscotch and oak, and then we perhaps went to where they just tasted like citric acid. So, and then we've come back, we've sort of reached a moderate, and it's not just, I'm not talking about my wines, I'm talking about Australian Chardonnay in general. Now we reach Chardonnay with flavour, but with freshness, and as I get older, mate, I want my white wines have got to be fresh. They've got to be refreshing. I can't stand, oily, yellow
you want some
colours.
nice cleansing acids.
No, I want brightness, I want freshness, vivacious flavour, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to have another glass.
You want to have another glass. And I think we really know what we're doing now with our Chardonnay. So this is a dry ground block of Chardonnay. It's never been irrigated in its 40 years of life. So you're getting some really good flavour, but without the heaviness.
Yeah. And that's 2011. 12.
12,
right.
So this saw 11 months in oak, of which about...
Looks fantastic.
I think about 30% was new oak, if I remember right. All French. Hayshade Hill Shiraz Tempranillo. Why? Why Why not Shiraz? There's a reason for that. Is where we're located is we're very close to the coast. We get very moderate warm days and pretty warm nights, whereas Shiraz really likes the cold night, warm day type of thing. So we get beautiful Shiraz flavours, but probably lacking the complex tannin structure that you really want for a good high quality wine. The Tempranillo I've got is all complex tannin.
And that's all off the vineyard as well?
Yep. So we're talking 14% Tempranillo. So legally it's still a Shiraz, but the Tempranillo provides, I think, a lot more flavour than the 14% would suggest. So that's why I've got it on the label. It's an important part of the wine.
It's
lovely,
a
vibrant, medium body
style too, and there's not a lot of producers making Shiraz Tempranillo blends, so it makes you stand out a bit as well.
Well, I think anyone that's grown up on the diet of Australian, Barossa / McLaren Vale type of Shirazes, there's nothing like that at all. It's more medium bodied, it's more earthy, spicy. It's not your big pudding style. It's much more medium bodied style, and I find a very Moorish wine. It's not a blockbuster. I don't really want to make a blockbuster style.
Well, you probably wouldn't be able to make a big blockbuster, really.
No, but they're unbalanced. It's weird, it doesn't work. You really think about making single vineyard wines, and in this case single block wines, is you've got to make the wine from the fruit you've got. You can't turn it into something that isn't.
Yes.
Whereas if you blend from multiple different vineyards, you can go and buy a bit that's really big, whatever, and you can graft bits on.
It's just a matter of dialing up what you want.
Yeah, I can't do that. For me, I have to reflect what the vineyard offers.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. Otherwise, it's a bit dishonest, truly.
So it really jumps out of the glass, doesn't it?
And again, I mentioned with the whites that I want my whites to be refreshing. I want my reds to be vibrant. I don't want dirty sort of characters or grungy characters.
Sometimes
vibrant and alive and fresh colours. That beautiful hue and colour, not brown hues.
Yeah.
I find that a very interesting wine to drink. I find it very enjoyable to drink. It's not an intellectual wine that you sit around and talk about. It's a wine you just
want to drink. Yeah. Go with a range of different food styles.
Yeah, absolutely. I find it really works well with the sort of provincial foods, the slow cooked stuff, the coq au vin, beef bourguignon. That sort of peasant type of food. It's really good. Some lamb shanks and mashed potatoes.
You're making me hungry.
Yeah, no, it's good, isn't it? Now the final wine here is, I guess, our flagship variety, Hayshade Hill Cabernet Sauvignon, and really, that's what the vineyard's about.
Yeah.
It's about half planted Cabernet. Cabernet's our thing. That's what we do. I think this is my best wine, dollar for whatever that expression is. This is the one that I think, if my customers can only look at one wine. This is what I show them. This is what I sort of base my vineyard reputation on. But it's done pretty well.
When we first wanted to start up Four Corners, this is one of the wines that was foremost in my mind that I wanted to sell first up, and also that I wanted to get more of a feel and have a chat to you about it. I love this wine.
It's a cracker. I mean, old vines, unirrigated, naturally balanced. I kind of do a lot with these wines because they've over 40 years. They've got their roots where they need their roots to be. They get the nutrient levels they need. I don't have to, drop fruit or adjust the canopies. It's a very harmonious bunch of grapes. So I find there's very little I need to do, frankly. It's the easiest one to make. You just pick it, crush it, ferment it, and shove it in a barrel, and then take it out and put it in the bottle. I mean, it's not from that point of view as a winemaker, I've got very little input into this. It's just, there it is.
Great. Great.
Whereas other ones, you've got to put a lot of input to get them where you need them to be. This one's
just makes itself.
Yeah, pretty easy.
So classic wine that's made in the vineyard.
And it's usually the best because it just means everything's in balance and in harmony.
Yeah.
This is probably our most highly accoladed one. So I think we've been 96 points from holiday 2 or 3 or whatever years in a row. So it's pretty good. I think it's been in 4 shows. We've got 2 golds, 2 silvers. So it's a pretty good wine.
Yeah.
For a wine that at that price, I reckon it punches with those iconic names that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I'd rather drink 6 of these than.
But you notice straight away the colour is just incredible. And this vineyard in general, the reds produces vibrant colours and really pretend to understand why. But you just get amazing, rich, beautiful hues and a depth of fruit. Sometimes Cabernets can be a bit thin and hard.
Yeah.
This has got a sweet,
it's got a sweet mid
kill in
palate.
the middle.
Yeah,
just
rich.
Beautiful mid-palate fruit sweetness, and that to me is the hallmark of really good Cabernet.
Yeah.
It's got to be texturally complex, of course, but to have that sweet mid-palate, it just makes
it makes you come back for more. Absolutely. Yeah, it's terrific.
And this one will age, if anyone wants to.
Oh, I've put a few away.
That's right. I don't know how long, 8, 10 years sort of thing, but you don't have to. I think it'll get better over a sort of 7 or 8 year period, or level out a bit. And then, selling it after that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, Michael. Thanks very much for tasting today and having a chat with us at Four Corners.
Delighted.
We're really excited about selling your wine, and
Me too.
so make it a great partnership.
Hope the customers like it.
Thank you.
Thank you.